Do you ever feel stuck? Like you're waiting for the perfect moment? You have a great idea, a big dream, but you just can't start. You wait for more information, for the right time, for everything to be just right. This is a trap, a silent, invisible prison. It's called indecisiveness, and it's a problem that keeps so many people from ever getting started, from ever achieving their dreams. The truth is, there is no perfect moment. There is no right time. There is only now. The perfect is a curse. It keeps you from acting. It tells you that your work isn't good enough, that you aren't ready, that you need to learn more, that you need to wait. It tells you to stop, but you have to push past that. You have to learn to be a person of action. You have to learn to start now, even if you aren't perfect, even if you're only 75% ready. This problem isn't your fault. We all have it. It's an old habit, an ancient one. Our ancestors were indecisive. It was a good thing for them. It kept them alive. They had to be careful. They had to be cautious. Hesitation was a form of survival. Should I hunt this animal? Should I enter this cave? That hesitation kept them safe. But we don't live in caves anymore. Today, that same hesitation is a habit that holds us back. It keeps us from taking a chance. It keeps us from getting a new job, from starting a new business, from asking for a date. It's a habit you can change. You are not lazy. You are not incompetent. You are not a failure. You just have an old, outdated program running in your mind. A program that tells you to wait. A program that tells you to be cautious. And you can get rid of it. You can overwrite it with a new program. A program that tells you to act, to be decisive, to get started now, to not wait for the perfect moment. I want to tell you a story, a true story. It's about a man named Ron Moore. He was an artist, a brilliant artist. He loved to paint. He loved to create. He was a talented man, but he never showed his work. He never sold a single painting. He would just keep them in his studio. He would look at them and think they weren't good enough. He would always find some tiny flaw, something to fix, something to change. He was a perfectionist. He wanted his work to be perfect before he showed it to anyone. Ron was an amazing artist, but he was also broke. He had no money. He was struggling. He went bankrupt. He lost everything. All because of a fear. A simple, painful fear. He was afraid of what people would think. He was afraid of criticism. He believed his art was a part of his soul, and he couldn't stand the thought of someone judging his soul. He was afraid of being rejected. He was afraid of being told his art was bad. So he did nothing. He didn't sell his art. He didn't make a living. He didn't pursue his dream. He just painted, and he stayed broke. He learned a hard lesson. His fear of not being perfect was the real enemy. It was the thing that held him back. It was the thing that made him fail. It was his indecision, his procrastination, his need for everything to be just right. He learned that done is better than perfect. He learned that taking action is the only way to get results. He learned that it's better to fail and learn than to never try at all. And this lesson changed his life. He started to sell his art. He stopped caring about what people thought. He just put his work out there. He stopped waiting for perfection. He started making money. He started building a business. He became a millionaire. Not because he was the most talented artist, but because he was a person of action. He learned how to be decisive. He learned how to start. He learned that being decisive is the first step to success. It's the first step to freedom. You can learn this too. You can learn to be a person of action. You can learn to be decisive. It's a skill, a muscle you can build. Just like going to the gym, it takes practice, it takes repetition, it takes a new way of thinking. You have to change your mindset. You have to change your software. You have to get rid of the old programs that tell you to wait. You have to install new ones that tell you to go. And there's a way to do it. A 6-step plan, a simple way to become a person of action. The first step is investigation. This is about getting prepared. Not perfectly prepared, just prepared enough. Think about your idea, your project, your goal. Do your research. Learn what you need to know, talk to people. Read books. Find out how others have done it. Gather information. You don't need to know everything, you just need to know enough. The goal is to get about 75% of the information you need, not 100%. Don't wait for all the answers. Just get enough to get started. Just get enough to take the first step. The second step is reward. This is a powerful part of the process. You need to connect your actions to a positive outcome. You need to visualize the reward. What will happen when you succeed? What will it feel like? Will you feel proud? Will you feel free? Will you feel happy? See it in your mind. See the best case scenario. This creates a positive feeling. It gives your mind a reason to take action. It tells your mind that acting now will lead to something good. It creates a powerful motivation, a reason to be decisive. The third step is review. This is where you pause for a moment. You look at what you've done. You look at where you are. You evaluate the situation. You ask yourself, should I continue? Or should I stop? Should I keep going? Or is this a bad idea? This is not about being indecisive. This is about being smart. This is about making a conscious decision. It's about checking in with yourself. Talking to yourself. Talking about the pros and cons, and then making a choice. You can decide to go forward, or you can decide to stop, but you make a choice. You take control. You are in charge. The fourth step is modify. This is about being flexible. You need to be able to adjust. You might start on a path and realize it's not working. You might have a goal and realize it's not the right goal. That's okay. Don't be afraid to change, to pivot, to modify. The ability to modify is not a weakness. It's a strength. It shows you're paying attention. It shows you're learning. It shows you're a person of action. You're not stuck. You're moving forward, and you're smart enough to change directions when you need to. The fifth step is repeat. This is the most important step. You have to do it again and again. You have to make small decisions and take small actions every single day. You have to practice. You have to build that muscle. You have to make it a habit. Start with something small. Call someone you've been meaning to call. Tidy your office. Send that email. Don't wait. Just do it. And do it again the next day and the day after that. Repetition is the key. It's how you install the new software. It's how you become a person of action. The sixth and final step is scale up. This is where you apply these steps to bigger things. You've been practicing with small decisions. Now you can use the same process for big decisions, for big goals. You've built the muscle. You've installed the new software. You're ready. You can apply this to starting your own business, to writing that book, to learning a new skill. You have the confidence. You have the experience. You are no longer the person who waits for the perfect moment. You are the person who makes the moment perfect. You are the person who takes action. You are the person who is in control. I want to share a story about someone who did this, a man I know. He had a small business, he was working hard, but he was struggling. He wasn't making a profit. He was close to giving up. He felt stuck. He felt like a failure. But he started to listen to these ideas. He started to take small actions. He started to be decisive. He didn't wait, he just started. He made a small change to his business, then another and another. He didn't wait for perfection. He just kept moving forward. He kept taking action, and it worked. He changed his business. He changed his life. He went from struggling to making a profit, a big profit, a huge profit. Every single month, his success wasn't a magic trick. It wasn't about luck. It was about action. It was about being decisive. It was about not waiting for the perfect moment. He just got started. He made a plan, he took the first step, and then he took the next and the one after that. He was a person of action. He was in control. And that's what changed everything for him. He became an inspiration, an example of what's possible, an example of what you can do. So, let's start today, right now. You are not a prisoner of your past. You are not a slave to your indecision. You have the power to change everything. You have the power to take action. You have the power to be decisive. You can get rid of that old software. You can install a new program. You can start living the life you want. All you have to do is start. Take a small step. Make a small decision, and then another. And another. Don't wait for the perfect moment.